Hi Lee, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, Antonia. How are you?
Good, thank you. How did you start breathwork?
So how I started breathwork was through studying musical theater originally. And that was from the time that I was 11. So we started diaphragmatic breathing in order to be able to project and sing to an audience. So I do believe that that is a form of breathwork because I still use diaphragmatic breathing as a therapeutic modality today.
Great. And how has breathwork helped you?
Breathwork has helped me in so many ways. It's hard to articulate. I suffered from chronic stress and burnout in 2016, and it was breathwork that enabled me to heal, that really brought me back to myself, and that ignited the passion in me that made me want to share it with more people and to become a breathwork guiding coach myself.
Great. And what has changed in your life due to breathwork?
So much has changed in my life due to breathwork. I feel that in myself, I am a more grounded and centered person. I feel that I am able to relate to people on a deeper level. I feel that I have, and this sounds so cheesy and so like wellness, but I feel like it's allowed me to step into my true self and to be able to use this amazing modality that's been so therapeutic for myself to support other people in their journey too.
Mm-hmm. And for how many years have you been practicing breathwork, and also who have you become because of it?
So I guess you could say that I started practicing breathwork, when I was practicing musical theater and studying musical theater when I was younger. But officially, the kind of the term breathwork that I think that most people think of today, since 2016. So almost 5 years now that I've been practicing breathwork on a regular basis. And who I've become because of it, I've become more aware, I've become more conscientious, I've become more empathetic, I've become more compassionate. I've worked in mental health since, 2006. And I really think that it wasn't until I started cultivating a regular breathwork practice that I was able to really tap into the full spectrum of my own emotions.
Brilliant. And how have you helped your client through breathwork?
So I think it's interesting when people talk about breathwork guides and breathwork coaches helping clients. So for me, people help themselves. I provide a safe container for self-exploration. I don't consider myself to be a healer, for example, as I know a lot of people do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I believe that breathwork is an incredible modality for people to heal themselves, to work within their own capacity that's comfortable for them. And it really makes sure that people feel empowered to take their own health into their own hands. So I create a safe space and a container, but my clients do the work themselves.
And what do you teach?
I teach conscious connected breathwork primarily. So I'm also a 500-hour yoga teacher, registered yoga teacher. So pranayama is definitely within my toolbox and I use it all the time. But what I teach is conscious connected breathwork, and that is breath through the mouth. So you breathe with your mouth open the whole time in a horizontal position, and you want to try and keep one breath going the whole time. So you want to make the link from the exhale to the next inhale. So you breathe into the belly, you roll it up to the chest, and you sigh it out. And you do that in a continuous method for 22 minutes approximately. I usually do it to music as well. I like to make a playlist to cultivate a journey for people to go on. And so that's the main thing that I would say that I teach. But I also use just all elements of pranayama in my practice all the time.
Brilliant. And what illness or traumas have you and your client been able to heal through breathwork?
So illnesses and traumas are more easily accessed through breathwork because we're tapping into the nervous system. So I have seen incredible results in other people, but also in myself, especially through the conscious connected breathwork, which is why I felt called to teach it. I have had psychedelic experiences using that modality, which I know again sounds bonkers, but there have been incredible experiences that I've had where I've been able to connect with deceased loved ones and have conversations with them and ask for forgiveness and tie up loose ends, and it's just been unbelievable. And it's all the power that you have within yourself. myself. I also work with a lot of people, especially recently, who are suffering from long COVID. So it helps to increase lung capacity and enables people to get back to a better quality of life.
And what are the results client gets from a regular breathwork practices?
So a regular breathwork practice, I cannot overstate how important this is. So even just something as simple as doing box breathing 3 times a day will increase your ability to deal with stress. It's actually been proven to rewire your brain so that the stress response that you have is lessened, so that you don't always go into that heightened, reactive state, the lizard brain, going off. So it enables you to take a step back and look at situations objectively instead of having that instantaneous stress response that can be so damaging to the body and also to the mind.
Can you share with us an inspirational story that you had with a client or with yourself through breathwork?
Yeah, I can definitely share a story. I think that the best story that I can tell is my own story because I know it inside and out. So in 2016, I was living and working in Bali, and I suffered from burnout and chronic stress. I had a very high pressure job. The demands on me were, exorbitant demands on all aspects of me. And there wasn't any work-life balance. I literally was my work. And a couple of unfortunate events had transpired, which meant that I was pretty much responsible for holding the whole company together for a very short period of time. And my health, both mentally and physically, suffered beyond belief. So I ended up suffering from burnout and chronic stress. My immune system completely gave up on me. And I ended up getting shingles, ophthalmic shingles in my right eye while I was away in Bali without any support of any friends, family, loved ones. It was traumatic. And it was actually when I decided that I was going to go to a yoga studio because they were having a women's circle. And I was like, I'm going to try this. Because I'm alone, I feel absolutely terrible. I don't know what I'm doing and I need some support. And we did this really powerful exercise where you found someone in the room and you sat back to back and you synchronized your breath. And it was in that moment that I realized that that's how I was breathing. And when I felt the other person's back rising and falling so slowly and rhythmically, I realized, okay, there's something going on. So I really, really had to engage my brain and every part of myself because my nervous system was in overdrive. It was shot. My sympathetic nervous system had completely taken over. And so that breath was just what my body was doing to keep me alive. And I was like, right, hold on, I can control this. I have control here. And that was a really big moment. And when I took control of my breath and synchronized it to the back of that other woman, something just clicked. And I knew that this was the key to going back. And what I didn't realize was that my goal was going back to who I was before the chronic stress. I had no idea that back is not the answer, and that I instead went forward, and that I was able to become so much a better version of who I was before I started that journey after that one interaction. And that was so pivotal for me, and it's changed my life, and it's made me who I am, and it's brought me to this place right now.